This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Rooker, it's a fly ball to deep center. Robert going back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Adolis Garcia swings on the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the line. Ronald Acuna, another milestone in a truly historic season.
Julio with an absolute nuke out to left field.
It's Glaber Day. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe. From humidors to Stuff Plus to walk-off dingers, we have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of A's Cast Live from the field. Mark Kotze has just talked, so I'm going to try and get Johnny D over here to hear what he said, because obviously, if you're just joining us, come here, Johnny. Got a great show for you today. We're going to have an A's player. We're hoping it's Paul Blackburn after his great 7 shutout innings yesterday against the Guardians. It's going to be a family day. We are going to have Juan Hernaiz and Daryl Hernaiz on the program, as I was able to do an interview with father and son. Really cool. And then Jessica sits down with Kyle McCann's family. So we're going to go Hernaiz, McCann, getting to the big leagues and all of that. The great Dave O'Brien, the television face and voice of Nesson, and I see him ACC Network. He's big time. Dave O'Brien, longtime friend, going to be here on the program today. Excited about that. But obviously, we have to start with it's huge news that Tyler Nevin he has been signed. He has been activated. A move had to be made. We were wondering what that move was going to be. And everybody here at the ballpark is basically shocked that the move is Esteury Ruiz has been sent to AAA. We're talking about a player who was one of the reasons why the team got their first win yesterday. He is dynamic. His speed is unquestionable. He led the American League in stolen bases. He set the rookie record for stolen bases after a huge game yesterday, sent down. Quickly, Johnny, you were just in the scrum with Mark Kotze. How did he spin this?
Well, I think the same thing David Forge said, basically, is that they want him to get every day at bats. They think a guy like Ruiz can't, come in and play every third day or every other day and be as effective as a guy that's going to play every day. He's going to go to Vegas, play every day, and at some point, hopefully, there'll be a spot for him to play every day. I think that's the thing. They don't want him to go down, don't want him to be up here and just play sporadically and not take advantage of his talents.
Why is he not playing every day here?
Well, that's the $100,000 question.
That's
right?
The question, because you know how I feel if you watched, or I should say, if you listened to the Clubhouse show after the game last night. I said on Easter Sunday, he is one of your dynamic weapons. He needs to play every day. Let's stop screwing around. The great Dave Stewart, not only is he an A's Hall of Famer, former GM, he said with Brody Brazil yesterday, NBC Sports California, after the game, he needs to play every day. Let him steal 80 bases. So you have all these people who are watching it, viewing it, seeing it, saying he needs to play every day, and he's not playing every day. And even worse, he's being sent down.
Yeah, being sent down, and look, we'll see where he is in the future in his organization. But who knows? Bro, it's a long season, brother. Like 158 games left, right? So because he's down now, does he mean he'll be down April 20th? Maybe not, right? Who knows, right? It happens so fast. The guy can be back up here.
I get it. That's easy to say.
No,
but
seriously, it's factual.
But no, the facts are you can sink your battleship right now, like they have the last few years, and you're sending down one of your best weapons. So we have time? This organization lost 112 games last year, and you start out the season the way you do. And I'm not putting you on the spot,
right, yeah.
But I'm just saying, what time do we have?
Yeah.
You could be 20 games under 500 in 2 months, and you're talking, now we're going to bring him up and let him play? It doesn't make sense.
You're saying win. Now, I do also think that things are, you and I always talk about this, the fact that things are so accentuated I just heard someone ask in the scrum there, like, oh, what's wrong with the defense? It's like there are 158 games left, right? I mean, look, and the defense, let's be honest, was not great the first 4 games. But you're going to ask questions about the defense, like let it breathe a little bit, right? Let's get to 15, 20 games before we start making judgments on some stuff. So, look, like, was I surprised in the move? Yeah, of course. But, obviously smarter people than me are making those calls. So,
well, I understand where people are, and we have to understand where people are. You have the bad taste of last year in your mouth, where the team was awful defensively. You go to spring training, we talked about there's a difference, right? We talked, it's different. And then you come out and here we are after the first 4 games and you're already leading the league in errors. So it's like there's supposed to be a difference. Yes, there is that. We need to let it breathe. It's a long season, but we're just fresh off a season last year where you lost 23 of 28.
True. I also think that we saw.
So you actually, you know what? You actually haven't earned that right yet for me to say you have time.
I hear what you're saying. I got what you're saying there.
Right.
I'll say this though. With the way spring training went and guys played really well at spring training, you get to the season, guys do try a little bit harder. You get to the season, you have young guys, they're trying a little bit too hard at times. So that they will ease into this, bro. I just can't wait for our conversations in a week or 2 weeks and see where this thing goes. Because I think this team will not be a poor defensive club when it's all said and done. It's just a tough start.
I hope not. It shouldn't be. I mean, right. it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't be. I mean, I look at yesterday, I really don't care how it happened, just that it happened. They needed a win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really, I mean, yes, the defense in the end of the bullpen wasn't good. But there are some definite positives. I think no question, Shea Langoliers has shown you that he can be a really, really special player. I mean, the way he throws the baseball, the big pickoff here at third base, at some point, Geloff is going to get going. But, one of the positives, I hate to keep harping on it, but one of the big positives out of yesterday was Ruiz.
Yeah, he did, right? That's the irony about it. But I'll tell you this with Langoliers, just to jump on that. The fact that this guy was learning, how many pitchers did he catch last year? How many battery mates did he have?
24 starting pitchers.
Yeah, 41 total, or 24 starting pitchers. So he dealt with so many different pitchers and also trying to learn the other pitchers, right? And he said, you know what? Anything I do offensively is a bonus. I want to catch a good game. I want to catch a shutout. I want to take care of the pitcher. That's his number one priority as a catcher, as it should be with the catcher. But, God, you see his growth. You see how he's evolving. It really is exciting to see what he might do over the course of 162 games.
And you have helped us with a new segment that we will be playing. Bro. Good and bad. It's later on. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. The great John D.D. And you're on the broadcast tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Yep. We'll be hearing you, Ken Korak, with the day off. Right. Here's the pitch. So that's the big news today. It is a shocker. I honestly, I did not think at all we would be starting the show today talking about this and the explanation. Can you read the quote, Commander? Can you read the quote from the general manager, David Forst, about why he was sent down?
Yeah, give me a second. Martin had it. This is from Martin Gallegos, MLB.com. We saw some better at-bats this spring, but reality is, to use his skills, he needs to get on base. He needs to be able to do that on a consistent basis. I'm hoping leading off every day at AAA, it's on a long stay for him down there.
I can't back the move. I just can't. I mean, what you're doing is you're committing to veteran players. You're committing to Seth Brown. You're committing to Brent Rooker. I mean, what if Andujar was here?
Yeah.
I mean,
another one.
Once again, it's always the difference in philosophy, and it's easy for me to sit here because I'm not the one that has to answer the questions about winning and losing on an everyday basis. I am someone who constantly has his eye on the prize, which is the future. Ruiz is a part of the future where Seth Brown isn't. Ruiz is the part of the future. Well, I think he is, but obviously they don't. I mean, this is really telling to have the day that he had yesterday, to have everybody's reaction about the day he had yesterday, and then turn it around and send him down and talk about how he needs every day at bats, to where who are you giving everyday at-bats to? And why are you giving everyday at-bats to them? And how does a kid who is so dynamic and has the ability to change the game the way this kid can, you didn't get better with this move. Tyler Nevin, basically, Tyler Nevin, you're looking at Tyler Nevin. It's Abraham Toro. Why is Abraham? You look at Abraham Toro. Abraham Toro is – what's the difference between Abraham Toro and Tyler Nevin? Tyler Nevin didn't hit last year. There's a reason he's available. And Abraham Toro sat in AAA all last year, wasn't even in the big leagues other than 9 games. Aren't they the same player? They both can play third. They both can play second. You basically brought up a guy who's the same player. I guess he can play some outfield, but is Tyler Nevin that dynamic at anything that makes you say, I'm going to send the guy down who led the American League in stolen bases?
Yeah, it's when I remember I called you and I wanted to say, I hope you're sitting down for this. And I was just like, because, I was expecting maybe an IL stint or, there's the younger guys like Butler or Hernaiz have options. Maybe that's what happens. I did not see it being SC going down. And Nevin hit 333 in spring training. I know.
Who cares?
Exactly.
What did he hit last year?
He hit. He spent 2023 in the Tigers organization batting 200 with 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in 41 games. And he hit 326 at AAA last year.
He's a career 203 hitter.
Yeah, 203 career with 5 home runs and 29 RBIs and 105 games.
Dallaire could hit 203. We look good on camera? Well, what's interesting is lighting, right? Dallaire, come into the camera so they see you. This is the man who runs what you see on NBC Sports California.
We'll get him on camera one day.
Right now.
Didn't we interview him last year?
He's got great hair.
He does have great hair.
He got great hair. Huh?
He said you have great hair too.
Well, you know what I thought today? I could have A's and sponsor together.
I haven't had to. I'll put my.
I'm a company man. It is what it is. Are we getting Paulie B today?
I'm waiting to find out.
Can we talk about something positive? Paul Blackburn was phenomenal.
He was. Paulie Winday.
Paulie Winday was slicing, dicing, cutting it, spinning it.
The A's do win when Paulie wins. I did the research.
I want to talk to him about. We can sit here now and we can go to Baseball Savant and we can look at numbers. But is that what we saw yesterday? To him, is that the best of Paul Blackburn? Because let's face it, the Guardians had played real well for 3 straight days, and he came out and he mowed them down.
Yeah. So I was looking at my phone. It looks like we're going to get Kyle Muller, who had a great outing.
Who's had a good start to the season.
A lot of first day of a series, a lot of meetings. So we understand how this kind of works on the first day. So, but yeah, Blackburn came up, hits well, 7 innings, didn't give up any runs. Walked 1, struck out 3, gave up 3 hits. He looked great. This is what the 2022 version of Paul Blackburn looked like, the one that was an all-star, not the one that had the fingernail issue.
The first
half. Sorry, yes. First half 2022, Paulie B looked great. Where last year he had the fingernail issue to start the year, and now hopefully he can build off of this. And like I said, the A's, when Paulie B wins, Paulie Winday's on the mound, the A's win.
Yeah. No, it was fun to watch. It's true. When someone like Paul Blackburn in a Tyler, what's the kid for the Pirates that just went that you love?
The what?
The kid for the Pirates that just pitched.
In the minors or majors?
Majors.
Oh, Jared Jones?
Jared Jones. All of a sudden, you sent me that thing that, stuff plus. Stuff plus so much is about how hard you throw things, how fast you can throw it, how much you can make it spin. To watch Paul Blackburn go out yesterday, that was art.
Yeah.
That was absolute art. The way he pitched and wasn't loud contact whatsoever. That was pitching. And to see him to go 7 innings, old school, he would have kept going, and he never believes it to the bullpen. That goes back to when you say, wins don't matter. Well, hell, he should have kept going. That should have been his game. They were not hitting him at all. You pitch it, let him go 9.
Yeah, he had, 85 or so, 86 pitches or 7?
You took him out to bring in inexperienced relievers who, oh, by the way, gave it and then I understand, God, I don't want to be this negative, but it's like, what are you doing pitching your plus guys in a blowout win? Well, we got to pitch him. Well, if you're telling me Mason Miller can only go certain times. You know what? I have to save him when it matters.
See, it's interesting you bring that up. I'm glad you did, because I saw this on X earlier from MLB Now's Twitter account, and BK dug into this. When is it okay to bring in your closer in a game when you're losing?
No.
So he brought up Josh Hader, because Hader pitched on, I want to say it was opening night. He pitched when they were losing. Did he pitch yesterday or the game was tied? Did he pitch again on Saturday when they were losing? And then we saw it the other night. Mason Miller came in when we were in the blowout, and he came in and pitched. Like, is it okay to bring in your closer when you're down by 2 or fewer runs to pitch in a game to kind of keep you in the game?
If like he hasn't pitched,
I get that point. Yeah, because you want to.
But a normal closer can pitch multiple days.
Yes.
A multiple closer is going to be someone that gets a lot of work. We're saying Mason Miller is not going to be that guy. I don't know if he'll be that guy at all this year. So if Mason Miller is going to be used in a blowout game to win the very next day, he can't go, you wasted. I watch Mason Miller will throw before games out here. That's where you're keeping your feel and your touch. If he is such a limited commodity, right? If it's so limited what his usage is going to be, that'd be the better way to put it. His usage is going to be very limited. You have to use him when it matters. You've got to use that bullet in the gun when it truly matters. And you have to just say, you know what? I know he hasn't pitched in 3 or 4 days. He's getting his work down near his field. Because basically you brought him in Saturday in a blowout game, and when you needed him most yesterday, he was not there for you. And this is why I picked Danny Jimenez, who got the win yesterday. I don't get credit for the win.
No, just saves.
But I just said this is why I picked Danny Jimenez to potentially have the most saves. Because I know, just not because I'm always going against what all you guys or what the other people do chalk-wise, but I really believe that Danny Jimenez is somebody you're going to rely on a nightly basis, a day-after-day basis, to where Mason Miller is not going to be that guy, right?
Yeah. And, hopefully he can eventually become that guy, because we had the same concerns about A.J. Puck when he was here. No, A.J. Puck's a starting pitcher again. So we had Johnny. We're all going to learn this together. See, if you watch the show and you know how we talk about Johnny D, we always mention bro, everything's bro. So we had Johnny record. Do we have him yet? I'm looking to see if we have them. You mean
Bro?
I might have to boost these.
Hey, it's a work in progress, but driving up 880 today, I came up with the idea of basically the good and bad of the week. But we're going to do it.
Oh, no.
We're going to do it,
bro.
We're going to do it Johnny D style. We're going to give you 4 or 5 good bros, and we're going to give you 4 or 5 bad bros. And I've made my list, good bros, bad bros list, based off what's happened this past week. When are we going to do that?
Whenever you want to do it. The world is our oyster right now. Because I mean, that's good, because there's a lot of good stuff that's happening in baseball. There's a lot of ugly starts in baseball as well.
I have 4.
I wrote down some too, but I'm sure we had the same ones.
I got my 4. When you just tell me when you want to do it, and we will do it as we're waiting for the A's player. It's just you can't avoid the big news of the day, and the big news of the day is Ruiz being sent down. It's a shocker. It's like I thought there was and I don't want to get into the names that I thought. His name never even entered my mind, knowing, because I knew Nevin was coming to Oakland. I knew that yesterday. So a move was going to have to be made. I never would have thought it was Ruiz. Would have never thought that.
No, I was talking with some of my friends that are Ace fans, and they thought maybe Rooker was hurt because he hasn't played. He's only played in 1 game, right?
That's a good guess.
And he might be going on the injured list, but no, I mean, I did not. I did on the bingo card. I did not have SC going on to AAA.
Well, you know what? Here's the problem. Even if he goes to AAA and he plays well, and you're saying he needs to play every day, are you going to be committed to playing him every day when he comes back. And this franchise has a hard time making that commitment. They have a hard time saying, this is what you do. You're going to do it every day. They love to mix and match, and that's how they do business. We're never going to see the same lineups.
Correct.
We're never, ever going to see that. Continuity is not part of their game plan. They want to trick it up. They have numbers, and they're going to play their numbers. They're always going to play their numbers, and they're going to do it every game. Trust me, it's how it works. This is how you justify your existence in business, right? You're justifying your existence, and certain people are justifying their jobs by constantly they're playing with the numbers and trying to manufacture the lineup every single day. That's what they're doing, right? They're trying to, okay, this is the starter, this is the relievers we think that they can put in there. Look at the numbers, look at the career splits. This justifies people's job instead of just going, who's our best players? Because that's what I said in the postgame yesterday. Play your best players. Who are your best players? Identify who your best players are and give them the opportunity to win you games. But they're not going to do that. They believe all these guys, and once again, to be fair, they believe there's a reason they have signed all these guys. They believe in all these guys, but they want to look inside the numbers to try the form to make a formula, right? It's like cooking. They have a recipe, and this is how they want to. This is how they want to make dinner is with their recipe every single night, and it's going to be different. And they're going to crunch these numbers and come up with a lineup, and that's they're going to say this gives us the best chance to win. Versus saying, Esty is super talented. Is he a perfect player? No. But he gives you a better chance to win with his skill set on a nightly basis than other people do. So why wouldn't you play him every day? So you're going to tell me he's going to go to – so what does he have to do? I mean, they're not going to answer that. They're not going to say, well, if he does X, Y, and Z, then he'll come back and play every day. They will not do that because that's not how they do business. And they're going to have – this is a real question because – I have learned that SD didn't take this well, and I wouldn't have either. I don't blame him. By the way, our good friend Daryl the Guru Johnson has just texted me. Raise the Jolly Roger.
5-0, baby.
The Pirates have won again today. It was the Nats home opener, right?
Correct.
Oh, my God. Let me
5-0. Last time they started 4-0 was 2018.
Well,
I did the research.
Well, Johnny and I exposed you as a Pirates fan, your lack of knowledge when we did Know Your Pirates.
Hey, I did tell you that you mentioned the 1901 season. I said, hey, two best teams that year, Philadelphia A's and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
If you weren't paying attention to spring training, we did a Flip the Script Friday where he's always getting Johnny. Well, I had Johnny come up with a Pirates list. And
I just don't remember ever asking Johnny about something in 1903.
Deer in headlights he was with Pirates trivia. But here you go. The Pirates have a chance to start 5-0, which they now have for the first time in 40 years. They started 5-0 in 1983, 1976, 1962, 1938, and the great team of 1902, who played the Philadelphia Athletics in the World Series. We just got to look. Did we win that? Oh, they took down the.
No, it's up there. No, there was. I don't know if that was the World Series even played then. It would have been just a championship or something, right? I don't know when did the World Series actually start? Because I tried looking up World Series champion of 1902, and it just said the two teams that were the best teams in the American National League were the Pirates and the A's. Philadelphia A's. Because our World Series are 1910, 11, 13, 29, 30, 72, 3, and 4, and 89.
Wow. Baseball Reference has the first World Series. Well, they did the World Series in the 1800s, but they got 1903, the Boston Americans against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Boston Americans, it was an 8-game series. They won 5-3. There was no World Series in 1904 due to the boycott of the New York Giants. The team boycotted. We're not playing. We got to find out about this. And then in 1905, the New York Giants would beat the Philadelphia Athletics 4-1. The Philadelphia A's would not win until 1910 because I knew it was somewhere around here.
Yeah, 1910.
Didn't it used to be up here?
I always remember it being right there.
Okay.
Which is right behind home plate. What section is that? 1-9? No.
Yeah, so
one.
Can I say we with the Philadelphia Athletics?
Yeah, that's we.
We won in 1910 4-1 over the Cubs. We won in 1911 4-2 over the Giants. Came back and took care of the Giants in 1913. And then won again. Oh, it's at 29. Who did he take down 20? Oh, he took down the Cubs again. Look at the history between the A's and the Cubs.
Man, the Cubs have only been in the postseason. How many times have we went over it? 21?
We smoked the Cubs 4-1. 1930, who did we take down? 1930, oh, bring on the St. Louis Cardinals. Took down the Cardinals 4-2. Cardinals would come back and beat us in 1931 4-3. Then you got to go all the way to 72 after that. But raise the Jolly Roger. You know what? Derek Shelton, the manager, has been a friend of the program now. I can't wait to bring him on because we have been Shelty fans. He'll know we're not jumping the bandwagon.
No.
Great start.
And
Great start.
We play them at the end of the month, and buying or selling Paul Skeens will be pitching for the Pirates at the end of the month.
Well, I don't know the service time
Super 2 status?
manipulation rules of time. But yes, is that late April's when
yeah,
you can
they
come up?
They play well, I don't know. I'm just assuming because they play in San Francisco over the weekend and then they come here from Monday through Wednesday. So it's 6 days in the Bay Area.
I'm happy for him because you know what? I've always thought, it's a problem with our game when we look at the Pirates as a small market team, but we look at the Steelers as a super team in the NFL.
Yeah, and
the Penguins for a good X amount of time have not been a small market team in the NHL.
No, they're one of the perennial Stanley Cup contenders, not the last couple of years.
How do you have NHL, NFL, big boys, and then in baseball you're just this, oh my God, feeble small market team?
Yeah, I never understood it either. Oh, by the way, our intern Michael found this for us. The would-be World Series of 1904 never took place after owner John T. Brush of the National League champion New York Giants refused to allow his team to participate in the World Series against the Boston Americans, the champions of what he deemed the inferior upstart American League.
He big leagued them?
So there you go.
I am not sending my great team to go play you hacks. We are not. Who is it, Boston?
Yeah, Boston Americans.
Well, that love affair between Boston and New York. I am not going to travel north to take on you hacks. I'm not going to justify your existence.
Sorry, I'm talking about hacks.
We're going to have to investigate this more.
Yeah, this is interesting.
That is a big league move by a manager. I'm not going to play in the championships because I'm not even going to recognize your league.
Your league's inferior is what they said.
Wait, I thought Alex Jensen left town.
No. He leaves for Missouri tomorrow.
Oh, is he Nesson now?
Yeah, he's
Nesson born now.
He's throwing on the family name.
Yeah. Well, it's Alex O'Brien coming to you live from Missouri. The great Alex Jensen has shown up because obviously St. Mary's gagged early in the tournament. I thought this was the Gales' year.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't have him go in the championship game like Alex did, but.
Well, let's get Alex on real quick as this is his last hurrah before he's heading off because people are going to – what happened to Alex Jensen? Alex Jensen is now in the Cardinals family. Obviously, Alex Jensen, a broadcaster for the Stockton Ports. There's going to be Port fans who wonder what the hell happened to you. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you, Towny.
I'm a little disappointed.
Why?
Because I thought this was going to be a year for our Gales.
I know. Our Gales. I love that. Our Gales.
Well, now that you're leaving the Gales, I
don't know. I mean, I hope to be back with the Gales.
As long as you're there, I'm all in on Randy Bennett and the Gales.
All I know is I'll be in Springfield, Missouri until the middle of September. That's all I know right now.
Okay, so let everybody know you are no longer the voice of the Stockton Ports. You enjoyed your time there. You appreciate everything, but now you're moving up to Double-A.
I loved my time in Stockton. Gregorio Petit with us last. I'll see Gregorio in May when the Midland Rockhounds come to Springfield. But yes, I'm going to Double-A, the Springfield Cardinals and the Cardinals organization. Sad to leave the A's, of course, but it's a great opportunity for me, and excited to see the Texas League, man. I mean, the Texas League is I think we got a 16-hour bus ride to Corpus Christi this year, so it's just a new challenge, and it'll be good for me, I think.
I've always said that if I have a lot of time to spend, I want to do it on buses in Texas.
Well, what are you doing in the big leagues then?
It's usually a charter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm used to. I was used to police escorts.
I love that. I love the police. I'll tell you this much, Towny. That's better than the bus rides. You could ask any one of these guys. The police escorts, I think, are better than the 16-hour bus rides.
That was the greatest thing about working in the NFL. It was a police escort everywhere. You were never in traffic.
No doubt. The great Mickey Morabito got it for it when I was lucky enough to be with these guys a few times last year.
We're going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you guys a lot. And that's partially why I came today. I leave tomorrow, but I wanted to make sure I said hello to everybody before leaving. Hopefully I'll be back around September and come and say hello to everybody again. But I made so many great relationships, so many great friends here. It's sad to leave the A's organization, but it's hopefully, and I have a long career, and hopefully I can maybe one day down the road make my way back to the green and gold, because that's really, I grew up sitting right up here, as you know. So
you grew up in Oakland.
Yeah, it's got a special play. That the A's franchise will always have a special place in my heart.
Well, congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you.
You're still married, right?
I am.
Okay.
There it is, right there.
Just making sure. The wedding was beautiful.
Thank you for coming.
We'll be talking to your father-in-law.
Today?
Yeah.
He's here. He is here. I just saw him. We just had dinner last night.
Yeah, I was worried that all of a sudden you're going to come over and saying you're like a Nesson reporter or something like that. Like all of a sudden you're at the ACC network or.
No, everyone knows where my allegiances lie. Trust me.
Well, going to the Cardinals, let's be honest, you're already one of us.
Yeah.
Now you get to be with the Cardinals, get in there. And there's only 30 organizations. You want to be in with as many as you can.
100%. Yeah. And I like to think, like I said, I have a lot of great friendships here that, I look forward to maintaining down the road, wherever all of our lives, our careers take us. So yeah, it's a good opportunity. And, one of the best parts about being part of the A's is how happy everybody was for me when I shared the news, you included. Yeah. So thank you all you guys, all the fans, for all your support. I wish I would see you guys, in Stockton in the Cal League this year, but again, I think this is just a good challenge, a good new challenge for me. So.
And you leave when?
Tomorrow at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
My car is supposed to arrive in Springfield tomorrow sometime.
I'm going to miss golfing.
Me too, man. Well, I'll still be around. My club, anytime I come back to the Bay Area, my clubs are coming with me. So don't you worry about that. Yeah.
Well,
but thank you for everything,
good
Towny.
luck on everything.
Yeah, no, you have been a huge inspiration to me. Trust me. I really appreciate it. Exactly. I would not be here if it wasn't for this guy right here. Trust me.
He bought me a beer. I'm doing Warrior pre and post game over at Oracle from the Crown Royal Club. Was that?
Yeah, whatever it was, one of those clubs. But we were like the only people left. It was after a finals game, I think.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you brought me over a beer, and we've been friends for life.
That's
Guy
right,
brings you beer while you're doing a post game show. You love that guy. No, you will. Maybe change your name to O'Brien.
Yeah.
Bro, best news ever.
Hey,
we'll see what happens.
The last name works for Carey, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
No comment.
Too soon?
I want to give a shout out to
we're kidding.
Cody too for several nights spent on one of Cody's air mattresses in San Jose, and we had some good times on the porch. We're playing the Giants, and just thank everyone at A's Cast. Thank you guys again for your support and friendship.
Well, we'll check in. We'll check in during the season.
I can't wait, man.
I want to check in after. What the hell are you going to do on a 16-hour bus ride?
It's a great question. I got an iPad, so there'll be, I think my wife and I have pretty much all the services between the two of us. So there'll be a lot of downloading shows. I'm going to get caught up on pretty much everything.
That's like flying to China.
Yeah. Yep.
People don't think about that. These bus rides that these guys take in the minor leagues.
Well, the good news is now after Major League Baseball assumed control of the minor leagues, the schedules are much more palatable. So I think we only go to Texas 4 times, Corpus Christi once. That's the long one. San Antonio once. That's another long one. But it used to be you'd go twice a year to each city. So no longer. Thank you, Major League Baseball.
Well, I tell you, it's one thing to be a broadcaster after 16 hours, but just think about being a player.
Oh my gosh.
Get out of the bus 16 hours, now go perform for your career.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But it'll be a fun new challenge. I mean, it's something I'm not used to. So, I think to move forward in your career, you got to do this type of stuff, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. It'll be fun.
The great Alex Jensen, he will be missed, but he will be back. Coming up next, we're going to have an A's player right here. I think Kyle Muller stopping by on A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our Year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel, design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
A's Cast Live continues from Ricky Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
Big man, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
After, remember how cold and windy and rainy it was? And we're like, are we going to be playing on Saturday night? Now look at it.
It's awesome. The weather's beautiful. It did that last year before opening day. Just poured rain, and then the next day was good, a little chilly, and then after that, it's been all time.
It's like one of these days have been nice to tee it up today and get it going. But I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of yours, and I think you're a big part of our future. And I know you're not starting where you want to start, but I think where you are right now, and you're going to show them how you should be the guy who takes the ball every 5 days. It's not always easy coming out of the bullpen as a starter. Talk about the mentality that you have right now to start the season.
Yeah, for me, it's wherever they need me to pitch is, I'm going to give it my best every time I get out there and get the ball. Obviously I've been a starter my whole career, but at the end of the day, pitching's pitching, competing's competing. So, whatever inning it is, it's the same job. Go in there, throw strikes, get outs, and give the team the best chance to win.
How big was spring training for you to get back on track to get you where you are now?
It was huge. I think, last year we talked about last time I was on the show, it didn't go the way anybody really wanted it to. So coming back in after working, on some stuff all off season and, proving it to myself that, what I worked on was working, showing the coaches and the staff. And, I've been pleased with the results so far and just going to keep cooking.
When I talk about you, whether it's on this show or the post-game show, and you'll see it with Boyle tonight. He's 6'7". You guys are 6'7".
Right.
You want big guys to play big.
Right.
I want you to be tall. I want you to work north-south. You talked about you got a little east-west.
Right.
And north-south. Explain that to the viewer what that is.
Yeah, so a lot of it's just kind of a posture thing. Last year, if you were to pull up some video, after I got to, peak leg lift, my my torso would kind of bend over this way, and then I'm starting to rotate around, in an east-west fashion, so similar to a merry-go-round, and being as tall, like 6'7", like you said, that's a nice advantage to have if you're going to use it. So trying to just stay bigger, keep my posture upright, and thinking more Ferris wheel. Keep it real simple. Just get this way, get up top, work straight down, and it helps with the angle, helps with the stuff, getting behind the ball better, getting more depth on the off speed. So overall, it was just a great change. It's helped my consistency, my strike throwing, and pure stuff. So I mean, it's been a great change.
Well, any time in sports, big guys getting smaller is never good.
Right.
And we talk about golf, you talk about hitters in baseball. Getting smaller as a big guy is not good. But the thing that we always think about, the drop and drive and power, that doesn't necessarily work for a guy who's super tall.
Right, and it's definitely tricky because being a taller guy, you've got longer levers, so it's a little bit harder to sync up. Because the parts that are moving are so much larger. So a smaller guy, I feel like it's easier to find that timing, but you got to be really good when you get your timing right, when your arms are super long, your legs are super long. So but when you find it, you get more leverage. So it's that's the battle. You're smaller guys have to figure out how to create more power, and bigger guys just need to figure out how to create better timing.
So when you think about every 5 days, the routine versus sitting in the bullpen, I've noticed looking down, there's a certain point where I think you sense where you could get used.
Right.
And I notice you start loosening up. It's all the dumb stuff I pay attention to, but I can see when you do that. So talk about routine of every 5 days versus now you got to be ready to go almost every day.
Right. Yeah. So obviously having every 5 days a set start day, it's nice because you can come in and all you're doing that day is either your workout, your recovery, your running. Being in the bullpen, it's nice because you've got, like you said, you got to be ready to go every day. So there's no really build up to like, oh, I'm starting, or oh, I'm pitching in 2 days, or it's like I might be in there today, and so it definitely helps calm the nerves a little bit because you're not building it up in your head, and it could be like first guy out of the pen to start the season. I was hey, let's get it going quick.
By the way, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Right.
You starting first guy out of the pen.
Yeah. So and then my role being kind of long relief. If there's a situation kind of towards the middle of the game where we might need me to cover some innings, that's kind of when I get moving around. And honestly, if I'm up that day, even if that's not my role, I'm kind of ready to go just because I don't want to be caught off guard. And I think the longer I'm in the pen, that'll be more comfortable. I'll kind of understand it a little bit more. But my biggest thing is I don't want to be caught off guard. So if there's a situation where somebody might be in, I'm always going to think it's me. Just be prepared.
How well is your body bounce back? And I know it's early, but at some point there's going to be, we need you to go back-to-back days.
Right.
Have you been able to, you haven't done it yet, but after you throw like you did opening day, could you have gone the next day?
Yeah, I feel like I could have. I mean, I think I only threw 30 pitches. So a lot of that's just going to depend on innings, pitches, the leverage of them. So if you're throwing a super high leverage inning and you only throw 15 pitches, but they were all really, really important pitches, that soreness, you definitely feel it the next day because the adrenaline's higher and your body's moving a little faster. But we do a great job talking with the training staff and getting everybody ready to go. But yeah, I think I could have gone back to back. Obviously it'll depend. If I throw 4 innings, I probably won't be feeling so hot the next day. But I'm doing everything I can in the weight room and in the training room to make sure I'm ready to pitch.
I'm always also fascinated about the transition between starter and reliever. Is you're not out there running poles, you're not playing long toss, man. That phone rings. Get the big man up. You got to be ready to rock.
Right.
How quick does it take? Are you an 8 pitch? I can go. Does it take a little longer? I need you to warm up. How long is it going to take?
Honestly, not that long. My adrenaline gets going when the phone rings and they say it's going to be me. So I start ripping it pretty quick. And, the other day before I pitched, we had 1-1 count on the 8-hole hitter, and they said, be ready for the leadoff guy. And so I was ready to go then. So, I mean, not all that long. Depends on the situation. I'll take longer if I know I've got the next inning and I got a full inning to kind of get going. But as long as I can get a couple pitches, I'll be ready to rock.
Now, also, when you're a starter, you don't want to blow out the tank in the very first inning because you're going to be dead by the 5th or 6th. But now you're coming to the pen.
Right.
I need outs. It's a fire. I got to put it out now. How different is the mentality of now I'm just letting it all go? And do you change how many pitches you use?
In certain situations, say I come in a high leverage situation, later in the game or guys on base, I'm not going to be trying to throw my pitches that I'm going to throw my best stuff as much as I can and try and get those guys. But I come in earlier in the game and I know I got some innings to cover. I treat that kind of like a start. Use all 4 pitches because I'll probably face the hitters at least twice. So it kind of just depends on the situation.
Well, I'll tell you what. I like what you're doing. I don't think you're going to do it long, though. You're going to be back in the rotation because that's where you belong, and I know that's where you want to be.
I appreciate that. I'm like I said earlier, wherever they tell me to throw, I'm going to throw. So I'm just here to try and throw strikes and get outs.
And now you're a married guy. Life's different for you.
Yep, life's been great though. It's you can't beat it right now.
Hey, thank you very much. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.
And keep getting outs.
That's the plan.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend. There are 2 things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
You deserve extra. Extra Mile is where you get it. You don't just deserve breakfast. You deserve extra fresh Mile 1 coffee just the way you like it. You deserve more than a quick bite. You deserve an extra satisfying array of hot foods, extra good snacks, and fountain drinks that help you go the extra mile. Plus, with Extra Mile rewards, you can earn free stuff. Visit Extra Mile at select Chevron and Texaco locations. See program terms and conditions for details. With the sunshine returning, it's time for golf, and more golf at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club. Cinnabar Hills is also your destination for great food with their beautiful renovated restaurant and quality craft beer selection at their full bar. Featuring a grass driving range and 27 championship caliber holes, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club is the best public course in the Bay Area. For more information, go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep. If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pot Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pot Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpotshopwc.com. That's chickenpotshopwc.com.
And the underdogs, Oakland Athletics, win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, three-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ-FOR-ME or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Zerata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
If you're looking for the latest green and gold gear for the 2023 season, then look no further than athletics.com/shop for your officially licensed gear. That's athletics.com/shop. The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
You're listening to A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
All right, everybody, real quick. I want to introduce you to somebody who I could say helped mentor me when I first came to San Jose State, whether it was on the field or the SAE frat house. The great Mark O'Brien, OB, who I talk about all the time. He can, by contract as an agent, his agency, he can't come on. I just want you to see the guy talk. We talk about how back in the day it was Drew Pomeranz's agent. He's Denzel Clark, Hernaiz, Lawrence Butler, with a lot of different guys. Super successful coach, World Series, 3-4 times with Stanford? 4 times with Stanford, coach at San Jose State, played at St. Francis, played at San Jose State. He's a legend in Bay Area baseball. I just wanted you – this is the great OB who I talk about all the time. There's a reference point. I love you, brother. Big for my career when I first came to San Jose State, and he is the man. But his agency does not allow for them to do interviews. So he is a power broker in our game. So when I say I'm talking to agents, I'm talking to there's people. There's people. Lawrence Butler, Daryl Hernaiz, back in the day, got all that money for Drew Pomeranz. Pomeranz still around, by the way.
Where's he at now?
He just signed with Obi. Where did Pomeranz just sign? With the Angels. He's in their system. Okay, so he's with the Angels. So we'll see how far that's going to go.
We have a couple minutes before we have OB on.
Dave O'Brien. Oh, yeah.
Dave O'Brien. Or Dave Jensen, or whatever we want to call him. Dave Jensen O'Brien.
Wow.
Do you want to do your Johnny D thing?
Do you want to sit down, though?
Well, if we're going to do the Johnny D thing, I think
we don't have enough. Who do we have after Dave O'Brien? Oh, we got the family.
Families. That's until 5:30.
Dave's already walking over. So.
Do you see who's over there talking to some fans? A good friend of ours who we don't have to invite him. He's just going to show up eventually. And that'd be the great Liam Hendricks is here. So
are we getting Liam?
When he responds to my text, yeah, we'll get him.
What about Julian McWilliams? Is he in town?
I haven't talked to him. We're going to have
the Boston Globe. Used to be with the Athletic, covering the Athletic.
We're going to have former A's closer Andrew Bailey on, the pitching coach of the Red Sox tomorrow.
That's right. I forgot. Are we having him tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah. So we're going to go email.
That's a Rookie of the Year All-Star for the Oakland Athletics.
Show starts.
I forgot he's with Boston.
Show starts tomorrow. It's the great Scott Emerson. And then right after that, it's Andrew Bailey back-to-back. A lot of 30 minutes of pitching for you.
How many Rookies of the Year do we have around here?
There's a lot. Who else is here?
Bobby Crosby.
Oh, yeah, Bobby. Let's see. Is there anyone? They need the Red Sox.
Can we get Canseco or Walter Weiss or McGuire or anybody to come out?
I'm trying to think if the Red Sox have any Rookies of the Year on their team right now.
Is Walt Weiss back with the Braves, coach?
I believe so. And they destroyed the White Sox today on the south side.
Did you see the White Sox hit all those home runs, but yet they have like the worst OPS ever?
I'm not surprised. And now the great Eloy Jimenez is hurt.
Let's see. You ready to go right now? Let's do it. Have a seat. Have a seat. Well, I got to tell you, I know a lot of people will sit here and they'll talk about the greatness of broadcasting, and they'll talk baseball, they'll talk ACC, all your work, ESPN, and all that. I think most importantly, you put on a hell of a party. That wedding was phenomenal.
Thank you, brother. I was so happy to have both you and Cody there and everybody else, and Ken was there, and Alex, by the way, was there, which I'm glad he showed up.
Oh, that's right, Alex Jensen. Yes.
Alex Jensen, my new son-in-law, who's, of course, worked with you guys for the last several years and now is heading for a AA assignment with the St. Louis Cardinals. So we had a great time. Thank you so much for being there. It meant the world. We had such a wonderful time, and my daughter is still glowing. So,
well, I mean, we saw how proud you were, and obviously she's following in your footsteps. Just a day like that I was talking to your family from down in Los Angeles. I think it was your sister was giving me advice. Was it your sister went to UCLA and taught at UCLA?
Yes.
She's giving me advice about my twins, and my twins are my twins. I haven't really talked about it. My twins are going to be going to Cal. Got them both into Cal.
They're both going to Cal?
Both got into Cal, which is like
wow,
mind-blowing. It was a blast. And knowing that at some point that will be my path.
Yeah.
You did a hell of a job. Your speech was fantastic. It's a huge family moment.
Well, you go into those things and you're like, I want to talk about my daughter and how amazing she is, but I'm really loving my new son-in-law, and together they're such a wonderful couple. And you want to make sure that everybody knows that, and
yeah.
but personalize it as much, because when you get up there, and do one of those speeches, the toast, everyone's listening, everyone's hopefully paying attention, and they're not too many drinks in at that point. So you want to touch the right tone, and hopefully everybody did that. But it was just we looked around that room, we were like, wow, we can't believe the people who have come from everywhere to be here. It was really humbling for our family.
It was absolutely beautiful, and Alex means
bud.
the world. I told Alex, and we brought him on real quick because it's his last day, and we're like, you're a part of the A's family, always will be. Going now with the Cardinals, that's just another organization getting into.
Sure.
As a young broadcaster, Alex will be in the big leagues at some point. Speaking of the Red Sox, starting on the West Coast, go up to Seattle, some interesting games. But
yeah.
One thing that we have seen, and we used to call Craig Breslow the smartest man in baseball when we used to have him on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching so far for the Red Sox.
Yeah, and look, you follow the Red Sox really closely. What that region, what the team means to the Boston Red Sox, to the entire fandom of the Red Sox, but to 7 states there in that area. And
New England.
It's amazing how much, it really matters as far as people planning their summers and their lives around the ball club. And there's been so much negative attention on the Red Sox this offseason. They can't pitch. They don't have any stars. They didn't sign anybody, and on it went. The narrative was so negative going into Seattle that I think a lot of people believe the Red Sox weren't going to score a run, weren't going to get anybody out. And they wound up splitting the series, 45 strikeouts. Red Sox pitchers posted a 1.78 ERA in that. That's number 1 in baseball. I realize it's only 4 games. But it was a huge relief, I think, for a lot of our fans that the Red Sox went in and performed so well. Just pitched the heck out of the thing. Nick Pivetta was great the other night with 10 strikeouts. You're going to see Tanner Houck, our number 5 guy, tonight. He's capable of that same kind of performance. We'll see tonight.
With our start, everybody likes to talk about how early things are in baseball, like we have endless time. But the bad taste of last year is still around. So if you start the season the way you played last year, I understand the fans are going to be the way they are. I mean, it's one of the reasons why if you took like the Yankees, while their good start in Houston was a big deal, but for Astros fans, they couldn't win at home. They've been terrible at home, and then you get swept. So it's like, we need to remember there's still the bad taste for some people. So if you go in and have a pretty good series, that was a competitive. Seattle's good.
Yeah.
It helps relieve a little bit of that bad taste.
I think with their pitching staff, they're going to be just fine. They're going to maybe struggle to score some runs, talking about the Mariners. But that's a good baseball team the Red Sox split with. And you're right. You finish last, as the Red Sox did last year, and you don't do anything other than Lucas Giolito, who immediately blows his arm out in spring training and will not pitch for the Red Sox this year. That was a gut punch. So the expectations were awfully low. The Red Sox have finished last 3 out of the last 4 years. So That's sort of been metering down the expectation poll. So to be able to do that was big. Now, they've got to be able to come in here to Oakland and perform well and continue to pitch and continue to get timely hits. Rafi Devers missed 2 games with a sore shoulder. He got back in there, looked great on Sunday. So that was a huge relief as well. And he'll be in there batting out of 2-hole tonight.
When I think about your guys' division, there's a lot of people that are putting big question marks on Toronto. Like, are you finally going to show up? Are the Rays going to be able to sustain, as you mentioned, the negativity that was around the Red Sox? I mean, because everybody's looking at Baltimore, young, flashy, fun, and they got more coming. It's a real interesting division this year. Kind of break it down what you're seeing.
It is. And look, Baltimore won 100 games last year. They're the class of the division right now. But I just don't think anybody – I know the Yankees are after a 4-0 start. Do not overlook the effect that Juan Soto has had on the rest of that lineup. I know they lost Garrett Cole for a couple of months, but if they play well as they did against Houston, and I think there's a little age creeping in with the Astros, but they're still an awfully, awfully deep and talented team. You sweep those guys, you're the Yankees, you got off to a great start. Now, if you can hang in and continue to play well until Cole gets back, you're a handful for anybody. I know DJ LeMahieu went down with a broken bone in his foot. That's going to be a big loss for them because he was having a great spring. The team that everybody overlooks is Tampa Bay. They just keep getting it done every single year. Nobody knows how.
Yeah.
It's a magic formula. They develop pitchers in the minors, or they go and get guys who are kind of fading, and they turn them into very reliable either starters or position players. I mean, look at what they did with Andy Diaz. I mean, they made him a home run hitter. Now, we look at his body, we look at his physique. He should be hitting home runs, but he wasn't that guy until last year. And he pops like 30 home runs, and he's become this different guy. They have an amazing way of making good players great players, good pitchers into great pitchers. They've been doing, and they give everybody a changeup. Starting in rookie ball, everybody throws one with that team. I don't think you should overlook them. They could easily win 85, 90 games. No one would be shocked in our division.
Now, something that most fans, you're not really going to care about this. I just want if you've noticed it. A lot of breaking balls from Red Sox. Very breaking ball heavy. Is this something you've really noticed in the first games up in Seattle?
I have, and you remember Andrew Bailey very well, and won a couple of All-Star team and Rookie of the Year here in Oakland, and was with the Red Sox briefly and was a closer for the Red Sox. They were going to rely on him in 2013 to close games, and he was pitching really well. He got hurt, and they had to give the ball to Koji Uehara, who wound up having this unbelievable, like right out of the clouds, spectacular closing season. He was as good as Rivera ever was for us that year. That was supposed to be Andrew Bailey. He's had that effect on this team where we want to throw more sweepers. We want to throw more breaking stuff. What hurt the Red Sox last year badly, too many fastballs, too many hittable pitches in the strike zone. He's had a profound effect. It's a short window. Spring training looked like the next 4 days in Seattle. It all looked the same, so that's great. He's great at shaping up pitches. He's wonderful getting in guys' heads. And Alex Cora does a great job, those two together with this pitching staff. It's only 4 games, I know. But we have a right to get a little bit excited about what we're seeing. And Andrew Bailey's had the biggest effect on that.
It's all we got.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People want to go, it's early, but it's all we have. All right, one more on the Red Sox. Alex Cora's career as a manager. It's pretty fascinating. Someday we're going to look back with a suspension and a championship. Like, it's just, what do you think his future is with the Red Sox?
Well, he's unsigned this year. He wants it that way. He's not going to sign up a long-term deal with the Red Sox. I think they'd do it in a heartbeat. He wants to see how this new managerial landscape is going to play out. You saw what happened with Craig Counsell. He leaves Milwaukee and signs for $40 million. $10 million a year. That's unheard of for a major league manager. That's where this thing is going. Teams are putting so much emphasis on a manager's ability to mold, I think, metrics along with a great gut and great instincts. He does that as well as anybody alive. He's a terrific manager. The Red Sox are very lucky to have him. I think now it depends on what happens after this season. Can he get the Red Sox into postseason play, which would be a gigantic shock for a lot of people? What if that Dodger job opens up on the West Coast? If something blows up with Dave Roberts,
that's a lot of money there.
They would scoop him up in a heartbeat. But he will have many suitors if he decides he leaves the Red Sox after this year. They will be waiting in line for Alex Cora.
You hit the nail on the head. Can you sell the numbers to the players? Because there's some tough decisions that are made with numbers, playing time, innings, at-bats. Can you get these guys to buy in? It's a huge part. Let's get to the ACC real quick because I'm having to become an ACC guy.
Yeah.
Because I know ACC, you guys have been dying to see North Carolina take on Cal. You've been dying to see Wake Forest, Stanford there on the East Coast.
Right. And North Carolina gets knocked out. And R.J. Davis goes 0 for 20 from, 3-point land. He was terrible. It was a big – but the team that everybody should focus on is NC State out of the ACC because they've come out of nowhere. They won 5 games in 5 days in the ACC tournament. I had a couple of those, but I had them earlier in the season, and there was no predicting that they would do this, that they would play this well at this point in the season. And I think they've got that magic carpet ride thing going, like the 83 NC State team that Jimmy Valvano ran to a national championship. I don't know if they're going to win it, but I think what they've done is pretty darn extraordinary. But my money for the men's tournament has been on UConn from day one. I think UConn is unstoppable. I think they'll beat Alabama. I think they'll win the national championship. They can score on anyone. How about going on a 30-0 run in the Elite Eight? 30 zip. I mean, nobody does that. They're a monster, UConn. I think they repeat this year.
Are you able really to sell Cal, Stanford, SMU to the ACC? Is that going to be tough?
It's going to be very, very tough. And I think the travel on the athletes is going to be brutal next year. It's going to be a different way of broadcasting the games, too, because I think guys like me who do the ACC are going to go out on the West Coast and stay for a while, to do a couple of those school games.
Really tough life you're going to have to come to.
Look at this. If it's always like this, man, if every day is like this, I'm buying an apartment. I'm staying local.
Bring your clubs. I got courses for you to play.
Oh, my goodness. So it's going to be a fascinating mix, but it's going to be foreign to both coasts at the outset.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, for us, I'm super excited about teams that we don't get to see. Miami. We don't get to see Dabo in Florida State. I actually had Dabo on my talk show years ago when the Raiders were looking to get Sammy Watkins. He's fabulous, right?
Yeah.
Florida State, these North Carolina, we don't see those teams out west. So I think for us, it'll be exciting to see these schools that we've never really get to see before.
And to begin some new history, and so much of what we do is recanting the old history. This is all brand new. It's a brand new landscape. It's the Wild West. So I'm looking forward to it very much next year.
Broadcasting excellence right here at the stadium. Hey, thank you for always coming on the program, and thank you for the support. But
Towny,
more importantly,
again.
thank you for the invite to the wedding. It was beautiful.
It was so special to have you there. Thanks, brother.
All right, we got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good. This is Chris Townsend, and if you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see my friends at the Chicken Pie Shop at Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
A's first base coach Bobby Crosby was on A's Cast Live and explained why he believes the A's can surprise everyone in 2024.
I think Soderstrom with a fresh start is going to be awesome. I think Butler with a fresh start is going to be awesome. Geloff continue what he's going to do. We have a lot of interesting pieces and a lot of talent that once these guys feel maybe a little bit more comfortable, get their feet wet, it could be really interesting. I think our pitching staff is going to be really good. So, I think we could surprise some people. I think, I know how Koch manages. I know how he's respected. I know how he wants things done the right way. And I think these guys are going to feed off it. I think we're going to continue to grow and continue to get better. And I think we'll surprise people. I think it'll be really good.
You can watch the full interview at youtube.com/athletics or listen at athletics.com/A'sCast.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Nestled in the hills of San Jose, minutes from Silicon Valley, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club offers 27 holes of championship golf, first-class pro shop, practice facility, and great food in the grill. This time of year also means family and business get-togethers. Let the folks at Cinnabar Hills make your event unforgettable while enjoying their award-winning venue. It's all there for you. Championship golf, a great space for any events, and incredible food. See it all at CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
You deserve extra. Extra Mile is where you get it. You don't just deserve breakfast. You deserve extra fresh Mile 1 coffee just the way you like it. You deserve more than a quick bite. You deserve an extra satisfying array of hot foods, extra good snacks, and fountain drinks that help you go the extra mile. Plus, with Extra Mile rewards, you can earn free stuff. Visit Extra Mile at select Chevron and Texaco locations. See program terms and conditions for details.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Looking to stay up to date on all things A's? Head over to athletics.com/A'scast. That's athletics.com/A'scast to listen to A's baseball in full 24/7 coverage of the A's, only on A's Cast. With a single click, you can stream great shows, live pre- and post-game coverage, and of course, all the great action of the A's this season. Head to athletics.com/A'scast today.
Streaming from Ricky Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
You know, I told you that famous quote from the great Arnold Palmer. You know who Arnold Palmer is.
The road to greatness is always under construction or something like that.
From Latrobe,
Do I
Pennsylvania.
know who Arnold Palmer? Come on.
I mean, he's from Latrobe,
That's like asking if I
Pennsylvania.
knew who Mr. Rogers is. Also from Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
The road to success is always under construction. We are dealing with sun. We're dealing with cameras. We're dealing with shade. This is real, man. It's live. The sun was on us. It's now gone. And we're grinding our new cameras, making it. The road to success is always under construction. We're trying to bring you the best product, just not, I mean, I can give you all the notes and the stats and all that, but also from the standpoint of the look of the program. Show your link soul. No one will see your flannel, for God's sakes.
It's on, yeah. I had the jacket, but I feel like it's kind of warm to wear the jacket.
Why are you wearing a flannel?
Because this shirt is too much gray, too gray on gray.
So you're going to wear a flannel?
Yeah.
This is California.
It's okay. Might have a big surprise for you at the end of this week.
I mean, you're looking like you grunge, like Pearl Jam, like we were in the 90s wearing flannel.
I mean, the big surprise has
You
something.
Kurt Cobain now?
Whoa. I lived longer.
Nirvana?
I lived longer.
Oh, wow. Too soon?
Yeah, I don't think so. But the big surprise, you might have to wait till next week to see it, but could be a big surprise.
Big surprise for the show?
Show, my appearance, everything.
For your appearance? Oh, wow. This is a big surprise.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
We'll see. Later this week.
This is a life-changing surprise.
Well, it doesn't have to do with why I'm doing it. I just want to get it done. It's been a couple of years now. I think it's time
It's
to have
not
it.
the agreement of what?
No.
Okay.
I know. I wish it was.
All right.
I think I just need to
I'm
make.
not saying that's something we would talk about off the air.
No. Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to break any news on here without letting my wife know.
Well, I think she'd know first. What? What are we talking about? This got weird.
Yeah,
We're
the
talking
Arnold
about
Palmer quote.
Son and Arnold
Yeah.
Palmer, and then where are we now? You have literally flustered me.
We're at 5:15. So all we got left is Juan Hernaiz and the McCann family. So we could do the Johnny D.
Let's do the bros.
All right.
Let's do it. So Johnny D, instead of stock up, stock down, I want to like each week. We only had 4. Well, some teams 5 games now. You count the Dodgers, Padres. They play. I mean, yeah, Dodgers. I mean,
Dodgers have played 6 games.
Yeah, they had in Korea the 2 games.
Yeah.
And then the 4 games out. So
Pirates have played 5.
all right, each week we're gonna do bro, good and the bad.
All right, so I got to get over by the computer.
How are we looking now?
It looks good, yeah.
Looks
We got
good?
Joel from NBC Sports here helping us. Yeah, it looks good.
Joel, you're doing a fantastic job. Well, you've always done a fantastic job.
Not just today, just every day.
Just every day, Joel. Every day. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So I came up with this while driving on the freeway today. And Johnny is so hilarious that how do we incorporate Johnny and bro? Because everything's bro. I had Johnny record some bros today. That does look really good.
I'm going to make this all about you.
We're once again, it's early in the season. I mean, if they can go out and make errors, we can mess with our cameras. Hey, this isn't making errors. We're getting better. A's already with 8 errors lead baseball. And that gets back to you guys can force feed me this early crap all you want. But I'm telling you right now, in the history of baseball, I would challenge anybody in our game. The majority of teams who start bad end with a bad record. Is 150 years a small sample size?
No.
It's 100 years a small. You can pick and choose. Well, remember when the Nats, you can pick and choose some teams that didn't have a good record and turn it on. The A's in 2012. We can cherry pick, but the majority, and I mean majority of teams who start bad don't end up with a great record. So you can sing this garbage tune about it's early. But like we're just talking about with Dave. You know what? If you had a bad year last year and you come out and play like you did the year before, we don't forget what last September was like. Fans don't. So if you've got that bad taste still in your mouth and you come out and look like that, I mean, that's the bottom line. And the A's have already come out and what? You've lost. You've looked bad. You're leading the league in errors. The one game that you did win was a comedy, but I was like, hey, I'm going to act like none of it happened. All you care about is they got the W. Let's see how they react to Boston. This is going to be okay. How are you going to – you finally got your win because you were getting run off the floor against Stephen Vogt and the Guardians.
Yes, 8 steals in 4 games?
I mean, they had 26 – the first 3 games, they had 26 runs scored and only hit 2 home runs. They were like a track meet.
They're not a home run hitting team, as we know.
And thank God for Shea Langoliers and his arm talent, or it would have been worse. And then now, after all that, you send down one of your most dynamic players with an excuse of, well, let's just say this excuse not many people are buying. So, just saying early, well, you got it. You know, first impressions, man. First time I go to a restaurant, first time I go to a play or a performance, people don't want to wait months for you to finally figure it out. Want to see it now. What do you got? And they got to start playing better defense right out of the gate. So let's get into good, bad. Let's go the good first. These are going to be the good bros.
Okay, what's the first one?
Well, you got to give me a bro first.
Bro.
Our first good one, I got to give credit to Juan Soto. When Juan Soto left the Nationals and turned down 430 million, whatever it was, and he went to San Diego, and obviously we know Bob Melvin, Ryan Christensen, Matt Williams. It didn't go good. He didn't start well. Picked it up last year, but clearly with what happened in San Diego with TV money, they had to get rid of him. They weren't going to sign him long-term. A.J. Preller had to make the move. Question was, how is he going to perform bright lights expectations? And the Yankees, once again, they're a team that finished, if you think going basically what they were game over 500 or 2 games over 500?
I think it was 2. I think it was 2, yeah.
2. That's not acceptable in New York. So if they come out and don't play well on the road against the Astros in Houston, there's people going to be going, oh, you're the same garbage as last year. Fair or not, that's how you're judged. Yankees come out, sweep the Astros, and Juan Soto did it defensively with his glove. He had the one good throw. I mean, he had the base hit off Hader to left field. What was he, 9 for 17? He came as advertised. And there's one question you're always going to have about guys who go to New York. Do they want the primetime moments? People who are successful in New York want the primetime moments. They want the big spotlight. They want – it's Reggie Jackson, right? Reggie Jackson wanted it. He wanted it. That's why he was so successful there. Derek Jeter didn't run from it. He wanted it. Other players, they wilt. Well, Juan Soto so far, I got to give him credit. Big start for the Yankees. That's my first good bro. My second one.
I played it.
Give me a number.
All right. Yeah, hold on.
Bro.
How about Cody's Pittsburgh Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers? Pittsburgh, we've been dumping on the Bucks for years. I sent Cody a thing today. I saw it on Instagram. Last time the Pirates won the World Series, it's the first series I remember watching as a kid, 1979. A lot of you watching or listening today probably weren't even born.
I wasn't.
1979. And you know, we've been having Derek Shelton, Shelty as we like to call him here. We've had him multiple times at the winter meetings. We've had him multiple times. He's been on this show probably 5 times.
Yeah.
You got to love what's going on in Pittsburgh. A 5-0 start, the first time since 1983. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the Bucks, and that's a winnable division by anybody. And let's stay in that division. You lose your manager. You lose your star pitcher. Your other best pitcher's hurt. Everybody's screaming doom and gloom for the Brew Crew. They go into New York, and they hand it to the Mets. They sweep the Mets. And there's friction, and there's a hope. But you know what? You have to love the spirit of what Milwaukee does. And it's kind of what the A's used to do. And it's what Dave O'Brien was just talking about with the Rays. No matter what, no matter who's here, we're going to win. It's a mentality. It's a mentality with human beings. You can say all you want about all the other stuff, data and everything. You have to build a mentality that, you know what, no matter who's here, no matter what the name is on the back of the jersey, we are going to win because this is what we do. You've built this culture inside this business. It doesn't matter if we're talking baseball. It doesn't matter if we're talking tech. It doesn't matter if we're talking sales. You build a sales department. You say no matter who's here, we're going to reach our goals. We're going to sell. We're going to make money. It is a winning culture that happens in business. It just so happens this business we're talking about is baseball, and the Brewers got it. So we're giving bros out to the Pirates and the Brewers. Number 2.
Bro.
I can't stand it. I'm not a big fan of this guy. I love to talk about when I struck him out in college. And when I beat Stanford. But I got to give it up to the Motor City Kitties. Talk about another winnable division. A.J. Hinch and the Motor City Kitties went in, even though the White Sox and Cody's French Cuban, who's now carrying my fantasy team,
Luis Robert, if you're new to the show.
They hit a lot of home runs, and that was it. Give the Tigers credit, right? That's another proud franchise that it's a winnable division, and it's nice to get out to a good start. All the stuff people are People are showering you with this is going to be better in spring training. Next thing you know, what happens? Getting out to a good start. Who do they have today?
I didn't get a chance to look to who they're playing.
God, I was reading the notes. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Detroit is – are they off? Tigers are against the Mets in New York.
Oh,
so
that's a big one.
I think it's a big start.
I mean, quickly with the Mets, you go in.
Mike Trout has just homered again.
He's like 30 away now from 400.
Wasn't there a buying or selling question
about Trout hitting 400, getting to 400 career home runs this year.
I told you Trout, he needs 31. I said Trout will get it because Trout doesn't need a full season to hit 40 bombs. I already got 2 on the board.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that all it takes was Wash to call a team meeting?
It's 4-4 Fish and Angels right now in South Florida.
Well, yeah, the one.
Yeah, but by the way, the Fish are going to make the list. Trout now has 3 home runs on the season already. You
Good.
had him washed up. You still think he's washed up, huh?
He might be AL Comeback Player of the Year.
Trouty. All right, my final bro.
Bro, best news ever.
Arizona. Everybody, $1.2 billion with the Dodgers spent this offseason. Everybody just basically saying the division's over. Arizona reminded people down in the Valley of the Sun during spring training, they're the team that went to the World Series, and they should be the team to beat. And they're off to a hot start, and they got the Yankees coming to town. So Torey Lovullo, former A, love him to death. That is my final bro. Great start for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are in first place right now in the West. Yes, it's early, whatever, but getting off to a good start and basically saying we're up for the fight against the Dodgers. We brought in some firepower. We brought in some pitching. Jordan Montgomery's going to show up at some point. Good start for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and let's see what they do against the Yankees in this series. A rematch? Are we calling this
series for the Yankees?
It's a revenge of the 0-1 World Series?
Bro.
Yo, it is.
How many guys were alive during 0-1 on these teams?
And the last time the Yankees started 4-0, 2003, what happened that year? They lost to the Marlins in the World Series.
Oh, Josh Beckett's on the phone.
Mike Lowell.
Trader Jack McCann. All right.
Young Miguel Cabrera.
My stinker award, my bad bros. You ready?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Are you kidding me, bro?
Houston. Oh, wow. Houston couldn't win at home last year. They were under 500 at home and made the playoffs. They lost in the postseason at home. And I think if you count these 4 losses, their last 9 games, including the postseason at home, it's 9 losses in a row. How can you not win at home? Now, puts a big smile on my face. I can't stand the Yankees, but I can't stand the Astros more. Is this finally the year bad happens to the evil empire, the real evil empire? Evil has been running that organization in Houston for years. Oh, it would just bring the biggest smile and joy to my heart to see El Foldo in Houston happen.
Last time they started 0-4, 2011, they lost 106 games that year. Last time they started 0-4 to start a season.
It would be great to watch Houston just fold and be terrible this year.
Yeah, the last time they lost a 4-game series to start the season was 1978. It's been a long time. But 2011, you go back 13 years when that was Jose Altuve's first year.
Is that Art Howe in there? I mean, who's on the
Was Nolan Ryan there?
Is Nolan Ryan there? No, he's Nolan Ryan's got to still be an Angel in 78. Who's on? Is Jose Cruz there? J.R. Richard? Who's
1978 Astros?
Bill Dorn won that.
Bill Verdon was the manager.
Who's on the 78 Astros?
I'm
a little kid at this point.
Their best home run hitter that year was Bob Watson. Wait, not the Bob Watson that became the Yankees GM.
Yes.
Right? Wow.
Bob Watson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jose Cruz was on the team.
Jose
yes.
Cruz was there.
Who else did they have?
78.
Caesar. Bruce Bochy was on the team.
A young
23-year-old Bruce Bochy.
Young Bruce Bochy. Cesar Cedeno was on that team?
Yep. Let's see. Pitching wise, J.R. Richard.
Okay.
Joe Niekro.
Oh, the knuckleballer.
J.R. Richard was actually 18-11 that year with a 3.11 ERA. They ended up finishing 1978 74 and 88.
No,
Then 2011, they went 56 and 106.
Know your Astros here on Ace Cast as we go back to 1978 in the Astrodome. All right, so Houston is my first bad bro, and I'm loving that.
You've got to be joking, bro. You've got to be joking.
Yeah, that's the Marlins.
Oh, boy.
And I feel bad for him. AJ Puck, when you got to take AJ Puck and make him a starter, disaster. All their guys are hurt. All their guys. Once again, they're all stuff plus guys, and everybody's got the electric. They can't keep them healthy. And Schumacher, you thought was building something, right? They made the playoffs last year. They made the playoffs. Last time they made was the COVID year. This was legit making the playoffs.
Yeah. First time since 03.
Even though they didn't have a good run differential, they made the playoffs. You're thinking, okay, but now their big home run hitter is now in San Francisco. Soler, the pitching.
Perez, Cabrera, they're all hurt.
Alcantara,
Tommy John.
I mean, it's
new GM. They got a lot of things. New assistant GM, Gabe Kapler.
It's going to be a disaster.
It's
They're pitching, so bad news on that. Number 3, another one I'm going to enjoy.
Bro, no, bro.
You guys all said Steve Cohen was so rich they were going to win the World Series every year. Remember, money means everything. All I heard was Steve Cohen is like Jerry Seinfeld, but with billions and billions and billions of dollars. He's a super fan, and because he's worth $16 billion, whatever he's worth, is it $16 billion?
$16 billion.
$16 billion. They're going to outspend everybody. We're all screwed because money in the end will solve everything. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh, my God, the Mets. Oh, my God, they signed Verlander. They got Scherzer. They got DeGrom. The Mets are going to win the World Series every year. Why are we all playing?
And how's that worked out?
How's that working? How's that?
They're looking at signing Julio Teheran to save their season.
Meet the Mets. Greet the Mets. Who are the Mets?
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies.
Bring the kiddies and the wife.
I don't know if you want to bring them to watch them play.
What? You don't want to go to Citi Field, bring the kiddies and the wife? They stink. But who are they? Because they want to be like the Dodgers. That's what Steve Cohen, the owner, said. But they're going to rebuild. But they think they could be in the playoffs. Who are you? You claimed you were going to be one of the big boys, and you are here to take on the Yankees, and you are here to dominate New York. And you've done nothing but lose. By the way, safe to say, what we've seen so far, maybe it wasn't Buck Showalter's fault.
I was going to say buying or selling. David Stern should have stayed in Milwaukee.
What are you? You had the guy with all the money in the world. You're going to win every World Series. Now you want to rebuild. You want to be like the Dodgers. I mean, just goes to show, folks, press conferences, they're great. They're great. And a lot of people have opinions off press conferences, but they mean nothing. Winning the winner means nothing. Super rich guy, richest owner in baseball, what has he won? And where are they going?
They even won a playoff series, right? Didn't they lose to the – remember they
lost to the Padres.
Yeah, remember they were saving everyone for the playoffs.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, and our final bro.
Bro.
Give it to me again.
That's it, Johnny?
Bro.
Ruiz being sent down. If you listened to the Clubhouse show yesterday, if you watched the great Dave Stewart on NBC after the game yesterday, I was not able to watch what Dave was saying because I was on the air at the same time, but we were saying the same thing. Kid's got to play every day. Kid's dynamic. He's a weapon. He led the American League in stolen bases. Stop with the mix, the match. Oh, my God, the numbers, and we're going to manipulate the numbers. And Ruiz has got to play every day because he's a weapon, and he gives you a chance. He gives you athleticism. He's one of the reasons why you won that game yesterday. And we find out today he's being sent down. So what? We can have older, slower outfielders who you are like hoping and praying will start hitting home runs. and who are not a part of the future long term, it's once again, what are you doing? Well, we're trying to win games now because that's what we're paid to do. I understand that. But also, do you want to really, really win long term? Ruiz should be one of those guys. Because even if you don't like him, I'll play that game. You don't love him. Build him up to trade him so you get something for him. What did you do? The guy led the American leagues in stolen bases. You just hurt his value by sending him to AAA. He has value. You hurt your value. It's like, I got a house to sell. What, you now want to make your house look worse to potential buyers? No. You know what you do? You put a little money into it, make the house look better than it is, and you sell it at top value. Because Tyler Nevin? Can you give me Tyler Nevin? Tyler Nevin's career is a 200 hitter.
203, give him some credit. 203, 5 career home runs, 29 RBIs in 105 games with Baltimore and Detroit.
What did he do last year?
Last year, he hit 200 with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs in 41 games, but he did hit 326 in AAA.
Hit 200.
Yes, 200 exactly. Yes, Mendoza line, as they call that.
So you essentially, and I don't want to bag on anybody who's coming here because glad to have him here, but we have to talk about this. What is the difference between Tyler Nevin and Abraham Toro?
Silence is the answer. Nevin's younger. By like 2 years.
Ruiz led the American League in stolen bases. He is a dynamic athlete. Is he perfect? No. Not great defensively, but seriously, that's my bad bro. One more time. Johnny, where you at?
You've got to be joking, bro. You've got to be joking.
You've got to be. I'm still floored. I cannot believe that Ruiz got sent down. When you got Dave Stewart saying on TV after the game, he's got to play every day, let him steal 80 bags. I'm on the postgame show saying he's got to play every single game, and you send him down for Tyler Nevin.
Yeah, I did not see this coming.
Who now was a high draft pick, but now is a journeyman utility guy.
Yes.
You're telling me that a guy who can steal 80 bases has less value than a utility guy? A 200 hitting utility guy?
That's what it seems like. This is what they're telling you.
All right. More importantly, Darell Hernaiz. We caught up with Darell Hernaiz and his father. The journey to the big leagues and a father and son. And then right after this, we're going to do Jessica with the McCanns. We've got family. We talk about what it means to get to the big leagues. We got some family stuff. It was Easter Sunday, so why not do it the day after Easter? Here is Hernaiz and his family, and then we'll have Jessica and the McCanns.
We got an absolute treat for you here right on the field at the Coliseum. We have the Hernaiz family. Of course, you know this guy. He's your infielder, but we have his father, Juan, with us today, who also played minor league baseball for years, and I'm hearing also a great sprinter, athlete, supposedly a better athlete than his son. Introduce your father.
Yeah, Juan Hernaiz, beast of an athlete, just do it all.
So, Dad, what's it like to see your son today play Major League Baseball?
It's a dream come true. I mean, that's what all fathers want for their sons. And as players, that's our goal, our dream too. So seeing on him making it is the greatest of all.
Now, I looked it up. You played 8 years with the Dodgers and Detroit and also with Cleveland. You got, I believe, as high as AA. When you first got the call and you first heard your son was getting called to the big leagues and was going to be a big leaguer, what were the emotions like?
I mean, they were undescribable. I mean, it was like, oh, my God, like, he made it. Like, that's, like, all dad's dreams. I mean, in one moment, I mean, accomplished.
And for you, calling home, what was that like?
It was awesome. I mean, I feel like really since the time I was born, we always dreamed about it. Even playing video games, we played the show together, kind of dreaming about it. So it was awesome, just to be able to, I guess, dream about it back when I was 5 years old, and then to be able to accomplish it. It's kind of cool whirlwind moment, really.
And Dad, you know how hard it is. You know how hard it is to get to this moment. When did you start to think that Daryl would have that opportunity someday?
I mean, as soon as last year he started hitting really good with Oakland at AA, I say, oh, he's got a chance right now. I mean, to really make it. And we both talked, and we were expecting to come maybe at the end of last year. But I mean, it's God's plan, and it just happened now, and it's awesome.
So we know your son is a terrific athlete, but your son was telling me in Puerto Rico, you were a sprinter back in the day. You even competed like in the Pan Am Games and maybe had Olympic aspirations.
Yes. After I was done with baseball, I always wanted to go back and run. And my first year, I went back to college and I won 100, 200, and 400 meters, and made the national team. And we went to it's like Pan Am Games, but they were in Brazil, and I did pretty good. And I missed the cut for the 4x100 relay for Puerto Rico for the Olympics. And I mean, but
that is legit.
Yeah.
When you compete in the Pan Am Games,
Yeah.
that is legit. Did you always know growing up how good an athlete your father was?
Yeah, all his friends would tell me, "Hey, are you gonna be as good as athlete as your dad?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, I hope so." And everybody was like, "You should have seen him back in the day." He's like, "You're a pretty good athlete, but he could cook you."
Now, we talk about your hitting. We talk about your defense. We don't talk much about your speed game. How much speed game do you got?
I feel like I got a decent amount of speed game. Hoping to be able to show it off. Need the green light before I can show it off a little bit, but hopefully I get the green light coming up. Hopefully I steal a couple of bases and they give me the green light. So hoping to show it off. Hopefully.
How long are you going to be in town to be able to see your son play?
I'm gonna be for the whole homestand, so I'll be here until Boston. I mean,
yeah, that's spectacular.
Yeah.
What do you think what do you think the emotions and the feelings will be like when you see him go out, whether it's third base, shortstop, when you get to see it with your own eyes here in the ballpark? What do you think it's going to be like?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, I've been here for the first 2 days, and I mean, we just so proud. So proud.
Oh, you've been here already?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what was it like when you saw him play? The first at bat, he swings at the first pitch. What was that like?
It was like, yes, he got it. You see a fly ball, but I mean, we saw the video afterwards, and his face, and he was laughing, it was a lot.
For you as a dad, when he got announced and he came up for that at bat, what were the feelings? How nervous were you?
A lot. Still nervous.
Yeah.
Still nervous. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome.
No doubt. And I know I already talked to you about this, but take us through. It's your first major league at bat. You get announced. You roll up there. First pitch, you're hacking.
Yeah, I always told myself since I was little, what if I'm one of those guys that just gets the opportunity to just go deep first at bat? So I try to go for it, and yeah, I mean, you're only gonna get your first at bat one time, so figured I'd go for it.
You know, the one thing we have really noticed with your son, he doesn't lack confidence, and you need confidence to be good at this game and to last your long time. Talk about your son and his confidence, and he has great belief in himself.
Yes, since he was little, he was always being I know how to play the game. This is my way to play the game, and he has stick to that. And I don't try to mess with him at all. I just sometimes try to tell him some stuff, but at the level that he is, that he already surpassed me, I cannot say anything right now. I just say, hey, I'm just suggesting stuff right now because he's already a big leaguer now.
And how much does it mean to have all your family here?
It means everything. I mean, they've helped me from the time I was born, and they made so many sacrifices you don't even know. So, yeah, it feels awesome for all of them to be here, and yeah, we had to get it. I mean, sometimes we didn't have any money to travel and all that stuff, so there's a lot of sacrifices made for sure.
Well, I'll just say this. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of it and A's Cast being a part of this because it's a special moment. And every single year we get to see guys make their debuts. And when we talk about players getting to the big leagues, they're just not getting to the big leagues. As you just mentioned, the families are getting to the big leagues. It's parents, it's grandparents, it's brothers, it's sisters, it's wives, it's girlfriends. It's a family experience. And I think it's got to be just unbelievable for you and your family to be sitting in these stands.
It is, unbelievable. I mean, I have no words. I mean, it's just a dream come true for all the family.
Well, sit back and enjoy. This is such a great moment. Thank you for coming on A's Cast.
Thank you very much for having me here and Daryl here too.
And also for you, I hope we do this for like the next 15 years. What do you say?
Yeah, that's the plan. Let's do it. Let's get it.
One of the young stars with his father, the Oakland Athletics, right here on A's Cast.
Welcome back to A's Cast. Jessica Kleinschmidt here with the McCann family. Kyle's making his not only major league debut, but of course he was announced as on the opening day roster. And I was told Drew, this is his wife Drew, one of the first phone calls he made, I believe the first was to you to tell you the news. So tell me a little bit about that story and how that all went down.
I was in the family room at the Giants Stadium, and he was in the locker room. And he just called me, and the first thing he said is, I'm going to be a big leaguer. And I just started crying. I just cried, and I just walked out of the room. We just started chatting about it, but it was such an amazing moment.
Yeah, he definitely told me that too. And Kim, he told me there's not only a lot of emotions, but all the hard work certainly paid off to lead to this moment. He mentioned the minors. Can you kind of describe the journey that it took for Kyle to get here today?
It took a lot. Like, he's been playing since he was 3. His dream was, I'm going to be a Major League Baseball player, and just saw the travel ball, and we would go take him everywhere, and he just, he worked really hard. He, made it up, and we're just so excited. Couldn't be any happier.
And same thing, so you probably heard the news around the same time, so what was your reaction?
Well, we knew the game was over. We're like, okay, we're gonna hear something in about 20 minutes, and he put us on FaceTime with his brother Cooper, and we were all on the screen, and he just said, your son's gonna be a big leaguer, and we just all screamed and excited. Tears of joy.
And Joe, you're a pro ball player yourself, so this atmosphere is not new to you. So what's it like to know that Kyle McCann is, he's wearing a Major League Baseball uniform and continuing his pro career?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's, like Kim said, he's worked hard for it his whole life. I mean, just, getting to high school ball to college, getting drafted and working your way through a system is people don't realize how hard it is to play that many games a season, off season, train, all that good stuff. So, I mean, to get that call was surreal, to be honest with you.
And I'm a big proponent of you put more work behind the scenes, being the wife, the better half. And what's about when you're in the off season, you're training and everything like that? What are some of those moments that you take away knowing that it's not always the stuff on the field, it's the stuff you have to prep off the field as well? How do you help him get in with those moments?
Oh yeah, he works so hard. He leaves every day. He's gone most of the day, even in the off season. He's gone all day during the season. So in the off season, he leaves in the morning, goes to therapy, goes to hit, goes to lift, does so much work. So just so proud.
We're all very proud. And Mom, before I let you guys go, who's all here today? Feels like you got a good bunch here.
Hi, everybody. Brother Cooper.
Hey, Cooper, how are you feeling? I saw you had a beer earlier, had a good beverage going. You're ready to get going. How are you feeling about your brother?
Here, living large. He earned it all, and we're all excited to be here for him.
Who else is here, Kim?
We've got Drew's mom and dad.
Hi, guys.
Wife, in-laws, yes. And then we've got good friend Rachel, and we've got high school buddy Turner from high school, Lambert.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Congratulations, Kyle, and we'll see you in the big leagues.
How cool is that? We say it all the time. The player gets to the big leagues. You see him and you see him play, but it's truly the family that gets to the big leagues. All the different people in your life, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, wives, girlfriends, you name it, help you get to this point. And it's really, really special. And every year we get to see it. We get to celebrate it. It's awesome. We want to thank Dave O'Brien. We want to thank Kyle Muller. We want to thank the Hernaiz family, the McCann family, Johnny D for doing bro.
Alex O'Brien.
Alex Jensen. Alex, we love you. Good luck to you.
Good luck, Alex.
He couldn't talk, but my buddy and super agent, Mark O'Brien, We had a couple O'Briens.
Yeah, a lot of OBs today.
All right, coming up in 10 minutes, it's A's Total Access. Game 1 of the Red Sox and the Athletics right here on A's Cast and the A's Radio Network.
Bro!
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This has been a presentation of the Oakland Athletics.